The idea for this video has been stuck in my head for a while now. I have filmed all the footage, knew what the theme would be, and roughly what I want to talk about. Yet it has taken me months to actually sit down and write it. Even now, I am unsure if this will even make it into the final piece. I don't know. But what I do know is that this is a challenging subject to even breach, let alone go into depth on. Roughly 3 years ago, Alexander, online known as Technoblade, passed away from cancer. To say this rattled me is an understatement. I cried about it for a long time, and only recently have I been able to rewatch his old content and enjoy it the way that I used to. I know a lot of people were in the same boat as me. I think one of the reasons it hit so hard is the unfairness of it all. Death is unbelievably difficult to grasp. The great equalizer, the inevitable, the just and the unjust. The one thing money cannot turn, he who slays giants and children alike, the Reaper. I cannot make sense of death, and that is precisely why it frightens me so. The random and indiscriminatory nature of it goes against everything I have been taught about the supernatural. Perhaps that's why I no longer bear the title of Christian. For as long as I can remember, I have been a Christian. I grew up in the Catholic Church under the watchful eye of a distant father, one who was supposedly always close, yet impossible to reach. If I listened carefully, however, I could hear him sometimes. Upon the wind that caressed my face, as a gentle guiding hand on my back, on the pauses between my breaths, or in the faith of my family members. The Christianity I knew was a gentle faith, centered around helping and loving others, but with a distant God, one who you'd only really get to meet when it was your time. It wasn't until I met the Pharisees that I realized there could be more to faith than quiet believing. The Americans believed that my quiet, gentle faith was not good enough. I had to suffer for the cross. I had to declare it and make it known to those around me, because the threat of death was very real and imminent. Any breath could be your last, and if you did not use it to preach the gospel, all those you failed to convince would be damned to hell, and their blood would be on your hands. The American faith was loud and aggressive. It was angry and urgent. I always had a bad feeling about it, even as I was being indoctrinated. But it wasn't until years later, when the damage was already done, that I was able to see it for what it was. A pit of snake oil salesmen that throw marginalized people under the bus and weaponize your natural human emotions and thoughts to sell you their cure. It is not done out of love, but out of greed. I was promised the world. If I just prayed hard enough, I would be cured and get my life back. And when my very real chronic conditions didn't magically go away, it was either my fault for not believing hard enough, or it was God, out of the goodness of his heart, purposefully making me suffer to strengthen my character, when in secret they celebrated my illness because it allowed them to hold power over me. I stepped away from this ugly, wretched faith, if it can even be called that, as I doubt there is as much as a mustard seed in those communities, but the fear and the shame stayed with me. The rules, purposefully designed to make you fail so you can be punished for being human, kept breathing down my neck. Eventually, it became impossible to reconcile my trauma with my faith in the Christian rulebook, so I abandoned the dogma and followed my heart. She led me to the God of love, the very same I had known and given endless tears and prayers, the loving Father who is neither distant nor oppressive, but the true embodiment of all that is good in the world. The one who grieves the loss of my health with me instead of blaming me for it, or somehow insisting that it is a good thing for me. The very one that Jesus was nailed to a cross for, not because God demands suffering, but because the people in power felt threatened by unconditional love for the people they had fought so hard to bring under their thumbs. Because love opens doors. If you believe you are loved, truly loved, you do not put up with mistreatment. But if you are ashamed, you believe that it is just. If someone keeps you in shame, they do not love you. They love the power they have over you. A couple of months ago, I prayed. and saw in my mind's eye a great big tree. Strangling vines crawled up its trunk and wrapped around its branches. Someone, a gardener perhaps, had taken to removing the vines, but the roots were embedded so deeply into one of the branches that the vines just kept growing back. I knew then that the whole branch needed to be pruned in order for the tree to have any chance of healing and growing back healthy. I cut off my own limb. I am no longer a Christian, and I feel so much better. Like I am finally allowed to love without restrictions and consequences. I call myself a natural agape theist, or a natagartheist for short. I did not change my faith. I just call it by a more suitable name nowadays. Even with a benevolent God in my life, death is still a looming threat that hangs over me with a dark shadow. I've never understood the point of a legacy, and maybe that is because I do believe in a higher power. I don't write or paint to leave a mark when I am gone, no. My need to create runs deeper than that. I put my pen to paper because I get restless if I don't, like a horse locked in a stable or a dog that doesn't get to run. I don't need a reason to express myself or a reward, an illusion of fame long after I'm gone, because what good does that do me? People revere Van Gogh nowadays, but back when he was alive, his paintings hardly sold. He did not paint for a legacy. I wonder, sometimes, if he worried about what would happen to his works after his death. I think he painted for the same reason as me, and so many other artists, alive today or not. He loved to paint. He needed to paint. Just like me. He was human. Just like me. And he died. Just like I will. Fuck. Above all, I am terrified of loss. Loss of my loved ones, loss of time, loss of potential, and the grief that comes with it. The shame and regret, the question of how am I ever supposed to live without you? Please don't go. I don't want to miss you. The ocean of tears I know I will cry. How is it that you face it so bravely, and I'm the one who is in pieces? And why am I still afraid to tell you just how much I love you? Is it because acknowledging it that way makes it real? I don't want you to go. Please stay with me. Oh God, please do something. Anything, please. I don't want to lose her. Even if I don't personally understand the need for a legacy, I promise to keep you in my heart. You mean the world to me. And though the miracle cures I was sold at 15 have proven ineffective, I will continue to pray for your recovery. And for time. Time with you. Smiles with you. Stories with you. Art with you. Love with you. You are my music. The melody I hum when the sunlight touches my skin and I feel whole again. Just hearing your voice energizes and inspires me, and I will never forget that. You will forever be a part of me and live on in my world and in my heart. The time we have left I will cherish, and I will give you only my very, very best. Thank you for everything. I love you, Lake.